Welcome to the channel, Young Broken Board. Today, we're going to be discussing something different. We're going to be discussing and reacting to your gaming hot takes. I'm joined today with my wonderful co-host, Elite, or Dorkmatter, and first video with the other co-host here, that being BTD Wave, or Sakuyo, or Africa Kush, or Sky Stags. He has many usernames he went by, but currently it is Sakuyo, or you'll hear us refer to him as BTD. How about we get into this? Alrighty, first hot take here, I'll be reading these out to you guys, is Battlefield 2042 wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, and the loud complaining made the content stall to the point where the game almost got cancelled after launch. Do we agree? Do we disagree? What are our thoughts on this?
I think the actual abhorrent launch of Battlefield 2042 was what hurt the game. The game launched buggy.
What the fuck is this game? This is open phase beta. Yes, you are correct.
And hold it. I almost died. I'm gonna give it a shot. You clipped into the... I thought I might have gotten it.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
The game launched worse in terms of graphics and features compared to the previous Battlefield game, which was 5. Basically, the game should have had a great launch if they wanted to, not have to worry about fixing issues, which in itself is pretty much a flaw in the modern games industry. Developers will really launch a game broken and then fix it with updates.
I mean, I'd say those are features, though. Those are features. I gotta play devil's. I gotta defend this red. The red guy here. Those are features, Elite. Those are features, Dork. I guess though, fair points are made. Also, the lack of a class system. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like this. I did not like. I played it a little bit. I did not like the specialist system.
I also played it. Yeah.
I heard now
I got it for free and I still haven't played it. Not once.
I heard now that they put the separate specialist into the traditional class system. Like, there's one with a riot shield. I'm pretty sure he's in the engineer class now, but it's not the same. It's just not the same.
No.
It's like when I saw that wingsuit in the trailer, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna get like a specific role. Is gonna be able to equip the wingsuit like the assault. It's like, oh, it's gonna be so cool. And then it's tied to an actual specialist.
So I think the problem was, it's the whole, too little, too late.
15 years too late.
Thing. I think in concept, Battlefield 2042 had a lot of good potential. Like, I think, the weather, for example, right? The wingsuit, stuff like that had good potential. Oh yeah, I forgot. The lack of a leaderboard, the scoreboard on release, that wasn't even a thing.
Oh my god, you're right, there was no scoreboard!
I mean, how do you not...
That's actually just baffling.
Those are elementary mistakes, so I would definitely give this one a 0 out of 5 here. I'm not gonna lie. This is a bad take. This is not a good hot take. It's just a bad hot take. Disagree.
And you argue, just trash.
Let's see. Moving on here to the next one. We have Red Dead Redemption 2 was a mediocre game at best. What are our thoughts on that?
Okay, can you give us specifics on why it was mediocre?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I will.
Because the gameplay was fire. The story was amazing. It's just like when freaking the game first launched, people were just like, they were thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get to see like the origin of John Marston and what he did before the first game. It's just like, you didn't get John Marston, you got Arthur Morgan. It's like, who's Arthur Morgan? It's like, who's this guy? And then you start playing the game, it's like, oh, Arthur Morgan is like one of the best written characters in all of gaming. This is actually amazing.
Yeah, the only point of contention I think I could agree with, and I was reading a little bit on the thread there, what people were saying, and some people did say that the gameplay was a little bit outdated. I think it's more so the controls that I would agree with. I think the running, I don't know why Rockstar does that.
Move on from tap to sprint, for the love of God.
But I think some people were also talking about the gameplay, like, oh, it's you aim in and it's just click to heads pretty much. And I'm like, I think
it's simple, but
it's more of a issue with the game industry as a whole, where it's like, I don't think necessarily complicated mechanics equals fun. I think it can be simple and be a great mechanic, you know? Like, the aiming and stuff is very simple. Yeah.
Rockstar is very much, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Works very well, dude.
Exactly. It's like, how much do you really need in terms of mechanically, you know, complex systems in a game that's about, you know, cowboys
shooting bad guys?
You know, it's a game about, yeah, it takes place, you know, early 1900s, late 1800s. Like, it's a cowboy game. You don't need freaking double jump, bee hopping, you know, a wall.
I don't need Arthur Morgan. I don't need Arthur Morgan dolphin diving constantly.
Goddamn plan!
Let's see. Moving on here, we have another take. This one coming from Reddit here. It says, Halo is overrated. It almost does not exist in the East gaming community, Asia. How do people consider it to be one of the greatest games is beyond me. If we're talking about FPS games, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and Call of Duty / Battlefield is a lot more prominent for both sides of the world.
Alright, so just because the game isn't popular in Asia doesn't mean it's immensely popular in America, you know. I don't wanna...
You don't need popularity to be a GOAT.
Yeah, like, literally, Halo Combat Evolved literally revolutionized the FPS genre.
That's what I was about to say. I think, like, I get what he's saying, right? It's not, you know, super popular overseas. But if we're talking about Halo as a whole, it is very much deservingly rated, as it quite literally revolutionized.
It's a staple.
Exactly. It revolutionized that
genre. It gave us one of the greatest stories in gaming. People don't like Halo 3, Halo 4, but the story for Halo 4 was actually pretty good. It was actually decent. It gave us a nice send-off to Master Chief and Cortana, but the original trilogy, Halo 1, 2, and 3, that's peak gaming story. And then they gave us Halo Reach, that's another peak story. And ODST? You're playing as an ODST in the ruins of New Mombasa after a Covenant invasion? That is peak setting right there. It's like, we're no longer a Spartan. We're a normal dude.
Spot the line. Where's the line? Personally, I think, you know, Locke, I think he's my favorite, you know, great character, great campaign. Everyone loves Halo 5. That should have, you know, breached, you know,
Halo 5
borders
is great multiplayer, but the story is abysmal.
So, once again there, I'm going to say to both of these last takes here, I forgot to mention the other take, 0 out of 5. These are just once again bad,
no credit,
incorrect takes, I'm not going to lie. Objectively just incorrect, you know. I'm hoping we can get some good takes where I'm actually like, you know what, I agree. This is a long one, so I'm just going to kind of paraphrase here. God of War 2018 and 2012 are both super stealth. The story is very boring. Pretty much the old ones had a lot better version of Kratos. And he doesn't like, you know, he says, and I quote, the emotional stuff is just so lame, and it's a poor attempt to rip off The Last of Us. That's what they say. Oh, and add to this, the newer games are like bait for the most basic bros, the type who love the MCU. You know.
So was this take written by the former lead director of the original trilogy, where he just wanted Kratos to be super angry steroid man?
I mean, for this post it says users deleted, so who knows? He went and died.
Is that him?
Private.
Freaking
got cooked so bad, you know.
So from what I'm hearing is he just doesn't like that Kratos matured as a character. Like, he hated the character development. That's what I'm getting at.
I guess so.
He just hates good writing.
Yeah, no, freaking, that's just wrong. Like, Kratos maturing as a person, like, he's no longer angry. He has a son. He had a wife at one point. He's trying to, you know, do the role of two parents when he's pretty much just only known for anger and violence most of his life. But he's also trying to tell Atreus that we must be better. We must not be like our past self. He wants Atreus to be better than him than he was when he was his age.
You know, and once again in this thread, I see a lot of people also talking about gameplay and, you know, mechanics. And once again, I say, and I will say, one of the genuine criticisms you can make for 2018's God of War is the lack of variety with some of the like enemies and some of the like bosses. There's a lot, like the trolls, for example. There's a lot of memes around that.
There's a lot of trolls in 2018.
Trolls and golems were pretty heavily featured, and of course the enemy types are pretty much the same. So I definitely can see that being a valid criticism. But in terms of the actual combat and gameplay, I feel like you can't really rag on it.
Criticize the story.
It's like the main. It's just like the trolls, whatever. But like the main bosses, like Baldur the dragon in 2018. That was a good boss. Those were good bosses.
And once again, I like to say the combat is also still really good.
Magni and Modi too.
True.
The Valkyrie fights.
True to Valkyrie fights.
I still get PTSD from that Queen Valkyrie. I'm not gonna lie.
The Berserkers were like the Valkyries, but way worse
Yeah.
and way easier.
We had a better combat system though.
That is true. That is true. Also more. I like the Bifrost enemies in 2022.
Oh yeah, and different rage variations too.
Mm-hmm. It was good. Definitely a lot better mechanically in Ragnarok's, but good nonetheless. Let's see. On to the next take here. They say, From Software is the EA Madden of their own genre. Every game is the same. Even Sekiro seems similar, even though it plays different. Like it was NFL Blitz instead of Madden.
Okay, so you can't look at Sekiro and Dark Souls and say they play the same. Sekiro is so heavily reliant on parrying. Dark Souls, at least in like the older games, like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, there's pretty much just like shield, look for an opening, hit. That's pretty much how it is. Of course, there are some builds that like don't do that, but like and are more aggressive, but they play entirely differently. It's like Sekiro, there is no other play style. You have to get good at parrying.
Here with all the different tools and equipment you can use for that game. So much skill combat.
That's what I'm saying. It's also not just, this between Dark Souls and Sekiro. I mean, even within the Souls genre itself.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, you can't tell me Bloodborne plays anything like Dark Souls 1. Or
Bloodborne literally punishes you for playing it like it's Dark Souls, because a lot of bosses have either ranged attacks or attacks that they will close the distance between you. I'm thinking of Bloodstarved Beast, how they have that one lunge attack that's also a grab, I believe.
Not to mention, they literally meme the shield, the only shield you can get in the game, the wooden shield, and it's like literally
a wooden shield
because it's so terrible. Like it straight up tells you, like, you are not gonna, rely on shielding, blocking. This is all about dodging. Armor stats, for example, are irrelevant in that game, right? They don't matter. Whereas in Dark Souls, they actually do. So once again, they don't play like each other at all. There's a lot of differences. This is a very smooth-brained take on this one.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 took a lot from Bloodborne in terms of the armor system.
It's
because
just viewing stuff from a base height.
Like Dark Souls 3 was very reliant. Like your endurance governs most of your defense. Like the armor is just there as a nice bonus and to look good.
I'd agree.
Just a nice streak.
But I don't know, man. Elden Ring and Demon Souls, they play pretty similar. Demon Souls, man. Great mechanics, Great mechanics. So yeah, that's once again just smooth brain. But once again, all these takes so far are just bad takes, I'd say. Just bad takes. All right, this one's a bit personal to us. This one's close to us here. And he says, Gotham Knights is a solid, fun co-op game despite its shortcomings.
You serious?
We tried playing Gotham Knights. We tried getting through the first mission so we could play with each other, and the combat was so bad, we dropped it.
It was horrible.
The game starts off super strong with that cutscene of freaking Batman fighting Ra's al Ghul in the Batcave. It starts off super strong. You think, oh man, this game's actually gonna be kind of cool. Then you start playing it. The gameplay is so garbage, because I saw a video of like this dude was talking about Gotham Knights, right? They wanted to have, the Arkham style free flow combat system, but they couldn't do it because it literally caused issues with the multiplayer they wanted to put into the game. So we get this half-assed alpha version of the Arkham combat system in Gotham Knights.
Yep.
I would rather play Anthem co-op. The mechanics.
True.
honestly, I genuinely rather
Every
would.
mechanic was so.
I played the demo in Anthem. I played that to completion. I had way more fun in that demo than Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights is horrible. That's one of the only games I have hidden on my PlayStation history, so you cannot see that I played it. I'm
You
shamed.
cannot see. We all have it hidden. You will not see that we ever played Gotham Knights.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would want to get paid. Horrendous.
literally. I mean, there's no defending. I'm sorry. That game was stinky. That game was bad. Terrible game. Still got many hot takes in the repertoire, but this video's kind of dragging on here. So we'll perhaps make a part 2. Perhaps record some more of us reacting to hot takes. Well, it's been good, but I think this is time where it's going to be to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.